So, you have ways of settling in, ways of understanding the locals, and strategies and resources to help you participate in the community. So you'll settle in and find friends and begin enjoying the rural lifestyle. But how will you define the line between enjoying friends and breaching the education system's code of ethics? What professional elements must you still ensure you present, and how does this affect your students and their learning? Further to this, in a small town where everyone knows everyone, if you're concerned about a child's welfare or another legal situation, where can you go? Who can you speak to? And is any of this even something that you need to be thinking about? Well, yes, it is something that needs to be considered. Whilst it is a wonderful hope that all will go well and there's never a need to consider the legal implications of anything, unfortunately, in today's society, it is far better to be safe and educated than out of a job. In small towns, being involved in a sports team with parents or students you teach, or even coaching students you teach, has a high level of probability. It's not just sports either. Community groups, churches, and even afternoons at the park all have the potential to put you in an awkward situation if you're not aware of the possibilities. First, as mentioned, in working with the community, teachers have an expected code of ethics and a code of conduct that must be adhered to. The Queensland Department of Education and Training has a standard of practice document completed in February 2015 that outlines all of the expected practices a teacher should follow. This policy furthers information from both the Code of Ethics in 1994 and the Queensland Code of Conduct, and a link can be found below. Understanding this code is vital. Mostly, your common sense will prevail and lead you in the right direction. However, understanding the possible implications and complexities involved with living in a smaller community as opposed to an urban environment must be examined. For example, the internet. In smaller regional areas, the internet can provide endless benefits, both to your teaching and your social life. However, it does leave open several pitfalls, especially for a teacher. Firstly, the ever-increasing popular use of social networking sites such as Facebook can present significant challenges to a rural teacher. So you know the basics, you set your privacy settings correctly, you don't post inappropriate pictures. But what about adding friends? You're in a small town, in a small area, you want to have friends that are local. We've encouraged that you have friends that are local, and now you want to add them to your Facebook. Now, here's a scenario where that could all go wrong. You've had a rough day at work, you get home tired and cranky, and you post, "These kids, oh my goodness, what a day, I need a drink." Harmless post, right? Wrong. Suddenly, your principal emails to say that he's had complaints and disciplinary action will need to be taken. Plus, on Monday, your parent helper, who's been there for you since the start, refuses to come and assist anymore, thinking that you're complaining about her child. Situations can blow up without any intent or malice from yourself. To avoid these possibilities, there are several documents that can assist, and I will add several below. These can assist you in navigating the online social world. First and foremost, complain if you need to complain, but do not complain on social media. Complain to a family member that you trust, someone that exists on the outside of this community. It prevents any unfortunate complications arising from an off-the-cuff comment that meant nothing. Never post anything in regards to your day until at least the next day. Give yourself time to think about it. Heat-of-the-moment comments are always a risk, and this is just one of the pieces of advice offered in the document Social Media and the School Community. This document is short and simple and provides many helpful tips. Moving on from the internet pitfalls are the concerns over child safety and protection. Whilst we hope this will never be a concern, knowing what to do should an issue arrive should help ease any anxiety. Firstly, on commencement of your employment, you will be provided with training around what is expected as part of your duty of care. Conducting risk assessments of classroom activities, as well as excursions and camps, will help to ensure everyone's safety and legal obligations are taken care of. There are many risk assessment documents to help, but the simplest and most easily accessible is the one provided by Education Queensland. Again, a link is easily found below. This, however, in a rural community is only the start. We need to go beyond our simple at-school activities. You may find yourself providing transport or operating in an outside school activity with students that you know, and you will still be held responsible. Understanding then the expected personal requirements and legalities is also crucial. Provided as a document for you to consider is the Department of Education's Duty of Care Statement. This, along with understanding of the Disability Act, will help you to understand your responsibilities to the students you work with, both in school and outside of school. Should you need any further guidance and to seek information that you may not have, there are several agencies that you can turn to. The first is your principal. If you suspect abuse or hold other concerns for your students' safety, it is vital that this be dealt with by seeking the principal's guidance and support. From here, your principal can direct appropriate actions. If, however, you have other concerns, below is a link to the Queensland College of Teachers. This site can direct you to many other documents already mentioned, but also provides you with any need of counsel or advice. The most important link is to the Queensland Teachers Union. This is a support network for teachers and will allow you to access legal advice and colleague support if ever necessary. The idea of this advice, however, is to avoid needing any legal advice. By accessing the above documents and having an understanding of your responsibilities and ways to work within them, the level of importance placed on adhering to the ethical standards is clearly documented in the ATSL Professional Documents and Standards. Statements 4.4 and 4.5 refer to ensuring a child's safety, both physically and in relation to ICT, in regards to safety as well as ethical concerns. Both of these statements guiding teacher protection of students can be guided by links provided earlier. The statements 7.1 and 7.2 are in regards to you as a teacher personally meeting the ethical requirements and legal obligations outlined by the Australian Government. These can be facilitated by the links and documents as well as the agencies linked to as well. This is a lot to consider, but by understanding the required expectations and adhering to some simple strategies, you can hopefully avoid any legal implications, and if not, you now know where to turn. By enjoying these simple strategies and using these resources, we have every hope that you can enjoy a long and successful and very enjoyable teaching career.